cycle. And one of the things that is top of mind for me coming into this new moon cycle is boundaries. Coming into this new moon cycle, thinking about boundaries, what I wanted to pop on here really quickly and share with you is my boundaries song. I find that boundaries can be really hard to set sometimes because we want people to like us and we want people to think we're nice and good and all those things. And what I've found is that boundaries are really the seed of compassion. If we're not well boundaried, it's very easy to slip into rescuer mode. And that puts us out of sincere service to others. Because behind rescuer is some drama. It's one of the positions on the drama triangle: persecutor, victim, and rescuer. And when we pop into rescuer, because we have shed our boundaries, there can be a lot of little hidden monsters under the way we care for people, like resentment. And if we're not really grounded in the home space of our bodies, it's really easy to not notice when that creeps in. But if we are super grounded, it's really easy to notice that clench of resentment, like, oh, why am I doing this? I don't really feel love for this person right now. I feel obligation. And that sense of obligation is different from real compassionate action and real compassionate responsibility. Like I want to be able to be fully present for someone. And if I have resentment kind of lurking in the background because I've lost my boundaries, then I'm not really capable of being kind. And sometimes when I set a boundary, that might not seem very nice, but I have enough trust in myself at this point to know that that's actual kindness. The boundary setting is the kindest thing I can do for myself and others because it's acknowledging and respecting where my own skin is. So the boundary song, I don't know how it sort of came up. It just sort of arrived one day. And for me, it's like, I don't often sing it to the person I'm setting a boundary with, but I often will sing it to myself before I set a boundary so that I can come into boundary setting with a sense of playfulness. Because, boundaries aren't for controlling anyone else's behavior, and boundaries, as the inimitable Perry Chase says, have no fuck you in them. And that took me a while to really get that lesson in my bones. Boundaries are not set out of resentment. They're set out of, ooh, I'm noticing a clench in myself right now. And I can't be of full service to you compassionately and kindly and with full love if I'm clenched somewhere. So the boundary song goes something like this. No, thank you. I'm not available for that. Sing it with me. No, thank you. I'm not available for that. I feel like that exhale at the end is very important because it just releases anything you might be hanging on to that has interfered with your capacity to set a boundary. So yeah, and I like to add a little jazz hands because to me jazz hands are one of the finest forms of punctuation available. No, thank you. I'm not available for that. Oh, and it just feels so good because it's like, yeah, that's an embodied boundary, and it feels good to set that. It's not harsh. It's not like, no, thank you. I'm not available for that. No, that's not helpful. No, it's not helpful. Just be open about it. You're here to protect yourself, protect and serve, right? Protect yourself so you can serve. Happy new moon. I hope you have taken a moment to set your intentions for this new moon cycle. Mine actually for this moon cycle is discipline. that I'm going to focus on my strong back a little bit more for this moon cycle. I've been really focused on maintaining that soft front for the past few cycles and really being in that completely and letting whatever comes come and letting whatever goes go. And right now it's time for me to take some compassionate action based on that information that I've gotten these past few cycles, and to really have the fortitude and courage to bring those things forth. I've made a lot of changes recently, and so there's been a lot of clarity in that softness, and I'm really looking forward to showing up fully with this all that's emerging, and really showing up for the surprise party, whatever that will happen to bring. And I don't know yet. Who knows? We never know. Oh, hi. There's some people here. When you feel like a relationship is a job, it's not love. Yeah, there's a lot of benefit in doing some work on yourself, though. The work of opening is not always easy and can be super uncomfortable. Well, that's all I came to share with you today, really. The boundary song. I hope you'll carry it forward for this beautiful weekend. I don't know what the weather is like where you are, but it's absolutely stunning here today. I've been really moved by our hazy sunrises and sunsets. It's making me feel very connected to my peeps in California in a sort of, in a way that's both kind of sad, like how far that destruction has carried all the way over to Maine, and also the deep truth of the interconnectedness of all things, which makes me feel profoundly responsible, which is part of why discipline is my keyword for this lunar cycle. We have a great deal of responsibility. I don't know how many of you watched that documentary on Netflix about social media. And I've been really sitting with that, like the amount of responsibility for our own sovereignty and wisdom that we have as the product of these platforms, these multi-billion-dollar platforms. We are the product. And so it's not, social media is not something happening to us. It's something that we're co-creating. And so how are we co-creating it? What are we bringing? How are we informing the algorithm? I mean, machine learning happens with the data that we put in, So what are we putting in? What are we putting into our mouths? What are we putting in to our bodies? What thoughts are we holding on to today? Those are the things I'm thinking about as I embark on my walk to the harbor with Mr. Vito this morning. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a beautiful day.